Hello, my fellow modeling and tabletop gaming enthusiasts, and welcome to the Mediocre Modeler Show. This week is Adepticon. When this video comes out, will be the day that I leave for Adepticon 2025 in lovely Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I thought, why not take a look at the Army, or at least part of the Army. We're going to look at the Army, but I'm only taking part of the Army to Adepticon for an event. So without any further ado, let's head on down. Let's take a look at the Solar Auxilia army that I've been working on for the last 4 years. Well, here we go. Here is nearly 4 years worth of progress on my Solar Auxilia army. It was almost 4 years, May of 2021. I had to look it up today when I actually started this army. It's been an interesting project. So most of this was all designed for first edition and had to kind of pivot and adapt to second edition, which it hasn't done terribly well. Just because I don't play it much, to be honest. I don't play Heresy much. I don't play anything much. But this is, yeah. This is the current army. I've also got my Ultramarines that are kind of jack of all trades, masters of none. My Deathwing Dark Angels. And then, of course, my drop pod Sons of Horus. And then some Tagmata Chiari Mechanicum. So, we'll start here. We've got my 3 HQs, so a Legate Marshal or Captains, how we're going to do it. This guy's kind of Captain, Legate Marshal, and then another Captain, Legate Marshal, whatever. So this is the OG resin one. That is a converted resin Bellattari. And then that is the new plastic Legate Marshal, and then we've got the resin command squad. So you've got the Melta-Gunner, you've got the Banner Bearer. You can see him back here. Decal is courtesy of a friend of mine, David Sampson from Black Label Painting. You've got my other 2 special dudes, and then the grenade launcher guy. So most of this army is all almost entirely resin. I would say probably 90% resin. And it might even be higher than that. So next, if we move into our elites slot, we've got 2 squads of the Charonite Ogrins. I say Charonite, Charonite, could be however you want to say it. These guys were super fun to paint up because basically just took my color scheme and made it bigger and chunkier. And one of these squads just had to recently get painted in order for for this Zone Mortalis event that I'm going to be playing in next week. Everything is based on the bases that I'm using. I mean, are all Gamer's Grass battle-ready bases. I believe they're Urban Warfare, so a lot of 25mm bases. And then I've got the 50mm bases for the Ogrins, and then 60mm for the Sentinels, the Light Sentinels. So for a rifle squad, so here's a 20-man rifle squad, takes 2 packs of 25mm bases, so that's about $40. So add up. I get them for a little bit of a discount when I buy them from Michigan Toy Soldier. So they're like $17.99, but you can see just how much I've put into bases. So anyway, that's our first elite choice. So 2 squads is how I'm going to run them, but I could run them as 1 squad of 6. Up next, we have got a Velataris Tertio. So we've got our command section here. So we've got our troop master, for lack of a better term, or our Velatari Prime, backed up by 4 dudes with Volkite. One of them has the Vox. Then we've got a 10-man squad of Volkites with the, for lack of a better term, again, the sergeant having a blast pistol and a power fist. Got a second 10-man squad, all with Volkite chargers. So the 18-inch assault Volkite, because Volkite is awesome. So the sergeant has the yellow stripe on his helmet there. I didn't give this guy anything, but this guy, you can see he's got the yellow stripe there. They've also got the yellow stripes on their shoulder pads. 2 for Velataris, 1 for a Lays Rifle Section sergeant. These guys all do have squad numbers decaled on their shoulders. So this is 3rd squad and 5th squad. When I did these, it was still 1st edition, so they could be taken as part of an infantry tertio. Then we've got a axe squad with their firefighter axes, because those just look cool. We've got our sergeant here. Again, you can see he's got the yellow stripe on his helmet. He's got the double stripe on his shoulder pad, as well as the number there. So this is 4th Squad. I gave the sergeants black numbers instead of white. So you can see there, 4th Squad. And then finally, in our Velataris Tertia, we've got a Heavy Flamer Squad. Initially, I really didn't care for these, but they really grew on me. And painting them was a lot of fun. So again, here's our sergeant here. Yellow stripe on the helmet. Shoulder pads are a little bit different. So he just got a single yellow stripe for a 7th Squad there. I mean, these guys are modeled just enough differently from the rest of the Velataris minis that they were super fun to do. And it's been almost 2 years since I finished these guys. It takes me a while to get through some of this stuff. Oh, one thing I did forget with the HQ, we've got 5 bolter companions. So just 5 dudes I mocked together because I thought it'd be cool to have some dudes with bolters. This one's kind of my favorite. So just some leftover laser rifle bodies. He's got a red stripe. I took the laser rifle and kind of chopped it off so I could make a bolter with a wood stock. I thought that was kind of cool. So, you know, that was kind of neato. Neat. How cool is that? So then we've got another, this is basically the core of my troops here, is 2 20-man laser rifle squads led by a command section. So we've got our, you know, head guy there. We've got the Vox. We've got the who's what's it. I think it's technically just an Auspex now. And then 2 just regular gun pigs with laser rifles. No, these guys are all plastic. Of these guys, that's the only plastic one so far, and then those guys are plastic. But everything else here that we've looked at so far is all resin. So we've got 2 basically identical 20-man laser rifle squads. There's a sergeant. This one has a blast pistol and power sword. And again, he's got the yellow stripes. He doesn't have a helmet. This is 1st Squad. As you can see here, we've got our 1st Squad. So each of them has the special Aquila thing banner, and then there is a Vox caster in there as well. Same thing here essentially, except the sergeant originally had a bayonet on his laser rifle, but it got knocked off and I haven't glued it back on and decided just not to deal with it. So this is 2nd Squad. So then in our wait, I forgot an elite slot. No, I didn't. Okay, so in our fast attack, just completed, we've got 3 tarantulas, heavy bolter tarantula batteries. I got these to eat up points for Zone Mortalis. Then we've got a squad of 2 Hermes class light sentinels, which I was super excited when they came out. These ones, 1 and 2 on the knee pads, using dry transfers because nobody uses dry transfers, so I feel special for using dry transfers. And you can kind of see the main color scheme here. So for infantry, they're basically all blue. We'll just randomly pick a dude. So they're basically, all the armor is blue, and they've got gray fatigues, so the gray undersuit, and then the yellow piping and trim is how I do the infantry. But then with all of the vehicles, as you can see here, it's basically neutral gray all over, and then they've got a flash of yellow and blue along with them to kind of denote them as the 6629th Manichean cohort. Manichean sounds better to me, personally. And then also in fast attack, we have one of my favorite models that I've ever done, which is, of course, a Thunderbolt fighter. Minimal modification to this, honestly, but some stuff that I was really happy. I was so happy with how this turned out. I do need to glue some missiles back on the underside, but, you know, that's just how it goes. Used a bunch of decals for some World War II kits to give it a little bit extra flair. You can see it kept with the main color theme. Put shark's mouth on it, which is always cool. And I got some weird, I don't know what. Oh, yeah, it's just a paint goober resin goober. One thing that I did is I took the autocannons and I put some 30K style muzzle brakes on them, which I thought was kind of cool. Salvaged those off of a Daredale Dreadnought autocannon set. And it is, like I said, normally armed with 4 missiles. You can see on what would be the starboard wing here, we've got those. They've fallen off on the port side, and you just put those back on. So that rounds up our fast attack choices. So for transports, I've got one Dracosan, which I just slapped the Demolisher cannon on. I do have it magnetized, so I could put the Gravis laser cannons on, which are actually probably more effective. Even though Dracosans, even though they're awesome, not that great in game. And the only other transport I have is a Aurochs, which I painted last year and never used. So there we go. So then we can move into all of our heavy support, which is one thing that Solar Auxilia are not lacking in, is heavy support. So we've got a Rapier battery, so it's 2 quad mortars, 1 heavy bolter, but I'm going to run them all as heavy bolters in the event that I'm going to. So I'm just going to proxy the 2 quad mortars as heavy bolters. And you can see they keep the same color scheme as the rest of the vehicles and the numbering schemes. So 7, 8, and 9 all in order there. Pretty neat. Now I got their gunners with them. So now we get into kind of the bread and butter of Solar Auxilia. The armor. So we'll start out. We've got this Malcador here, which is awesome. Malcadors do work. Malcadors with Vanquisher cannons are one of the best tanks in the game. I don't remember why I got it, but I did, and I'm so glad that I did. I had a blast painting it, and it has performed so incredibly well. So that's been a blast. Battle cannons are garbage, so don't mess with the battle cannons if you're going to do a Malcador. I've got a Lehman Russ Strike Squadron. I can't remember if it's a Strike Squadron or Assault Squadron, but it's 3 Lehman Russ with laser cannons and Vanquisher cannons, because Vanquisher cannons are most definitely the way to go. You can see they've all got that coaxial mounted autocannon, so you can shoot that first and then get twin linked on the Vanquisher cannon. And then of course heavy flamers on 2, and then a multi-laser on another. And then because I love bringing big guns to the party, we've got a artillery battery, which is 2 basilisks at this point. I do have these magnetized, so I can swap them out for Medusas, so I can make big honking mortars. Those are a lot of fun to do. I want to get at least 1 more to have a full battery of 3. And then because no reason other than I was able to get my hands on one, we have a Thunderer. And I don't know why. It's just a 200-point Demolisher cannon that does nothing else. And Demolisher cannons even aren't that great. But I was like, why the heck not? I was able to get my hands on it, so went for it. I think I've actually used it once. And then in my Lord of War slot, currently I have a Macarius Vanquisher, and I do have the other turrets for it. So I can swap out the barrels on it for battle cannon barrels, but why would you do that? Because battle cannons are garbage. But I also have the Vulcan, it's not the Vulcan anymore, it's the Macarius bolter cannon or whatever. I think I built this summer that 2nd edition came out, so the Solar Auxilia rules hadn't been released yet. So, lucky number 13, she my girl. I put heavy bolters on the side sponsons, which still do rotate, even though I think the only option they have now is actually heavy stubbers. So that's mildly irritating, but whatever. No one's complaining. Well, this has never actually seen a table yet, but someday, maybe, we'll see. So that is 4 years worth of Solar Auxilia that has been built around commission projects as well as all my other crazy personal projects. Well, there you go, folks. That has been my Heresy Army progress for the last couple of years. I do still have a number of models to still be built for this army. So I've got a full resin 20-man laser rifle squad. I have 2 resin Dracosans, an Arvis lighter, as well as 4 Lehman Russes, 1 Vanquisher turret, and 4 of the Volkite turrets, because why not? There's a giant Volkite tank. Then I've got 2 of the Velataris pattern light sentinels, built, primed, and pre-shaded that I just need to get around to masking and painting. And then I have 1 of the Atheon pattern heavy sentinels that I'm just not that excited about anymore. Super excited when it came out, but then just kind of lost interest in it, and it's been sitting there for about a year. And I'm just staring at it right now, haven't touched it. But that's how it goes, you know? So yeah, Adepticon it will be here by the time you see this video. I'm super excited. I've got a lot of really cool stuff lined up. We're going to be doing some interviews with some folks from a number of different companies. It's going to be really awesome to hear about some of the stuff they've been working on. I'm hoping to get an interview lined up with the Wisconsin Maritime Museum, and hopefully hear some more about the Cobia dry dock project for everybody, which I think would be pretty cool. So kind of watch my social medias to see some updates. I will definitely be attending a Conflict 47 preview event, sort of preview update event, the Thursday night of Adepticon. That's going to be pretty awesome. And there's even going to be some demos with playtest rules. So really looking forward to that. So yeah, Adepticon, it's going to be awesome. So again, if you do see me out running around, feel free to flag me down and say hi. Let me know that you watch. And yeah, it'd be really awesome to meet some folk that watch the show. So yeah, don't forget to hit those links down below. Subscribe to my social medias so you can keep up with the updates from Adepticon, as well as check out my Warlord Games affiliate link. Thank you very much for watching. If you feel so inclined, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, folks, may your paints be thin, your brushes be pointy, and your dice be hot.